It is Wednesday, October 1st. That's right. We are in is it fall? Are we in the fall season already? That's right. Football is going on. We're heading into week 5 and we have a lot of showdowns, a lot of sit starts decisions and some tough matchups to talk about today. So before we get going, Justin, let's just start the show.
You're watching the Start Sit Showdown, only on Fantasy Now Plus.
Yes. Start Sit Showdown, my second favorite show of the week. Yeah, second. First favorite football show I do of the week. My first favorite, if you didn't know, I do a wrestling podcast, and that's the 101 of my week. But that being said, we have football to talk about today on this Fantasy Now platform that we have here. And guys, before we get the comments and the questions, we're going to answer all of them at 12:30 Eastern. We're going to get through our showdowns. We have some big matchups, some big quarterback decisions, some big running back decisions, all of that. So Justin, before we get started, sir, are you ready to get beat down on this showdown? Don't roll your eyes. Just answer the question.
I'm sorry. Did you go 4-0 last week? I could be wrong. I think you went 2-2 because you took 2 L's last week.
It's International Coffee Day. Thank you, Zach. I got my fill in, and you know what? You can brag about beating me. I picked against you intentionally on purpose multiple times.
Shouldn't have done it.
What's going on, JB? So anyway, let's get into our showdowns real quick. Before I do, make sure you follow us everywhere. Social media, Fantasy Now Plus, on Bluesky, on Twitters. Are we on Twitter? On Instagrams, on TikToks. Make sure you visit our fantasynowplus.com where our rankings are live. So if you are following along with our rankings and I pick a person that I have ranked lower, feel free to comment, "You're a fraud, Josh," and I'll fix that. All right, let's get to the receivers. Let's get to the wide receivers because this is probably the biggest matchup of this week for us that we have here for these. We have Mr. George Pickens, who just had a career game against the Green Bay Packers, and Nico Collins, who's going up against a very soft Baltimore Ravens defense. So, Mr. I'm ahead in the standings and I get everything right. Who are you going with?
Yeah. So, I mean, obviously we're dealing with George Pickens without CeeDee Lamb, who is the clear-cut wide receiver 1. Actually, he kind of just played a soft Green Bay Packers defense because that defense kind of got torched by the Dallas Cowboys. And now he's got the Jets, who made Tua look very, very good last week on Monday Night Football. Nico Collins obviously has that Baltimore Ravens defense who has allowed 35 points in 3 of their 4 games that they have played this year. That is already tied for a franchise record, and we are only starting week 5. Not looking good. Plus, they don't have Lamar Jackson. This is going most likely won't have Lamar Jackson, I should say, and they have a ton of injuries dealing with their side of the ball. The Texans also just had a great week against the Titans. Nico Collins, 12 points, kind of looked like a shell of himself. 6 targets, 4 receptions, 79 yards after coming off of a pretty big Jacksonville week. I think I'm leaning towards George Pickens just because he's been doing it since week 2, even with CD, and now without CD. He's got the Jets, and that should be good. Sauce Gardner looks like he's a hot sauce packet. Like he doesn't look that great right now. I'm sorry, ketchup packet. Hot sauce packets are way better than ketchup packets. Well, actually, what's the worst sauce packet? Is it
I can tell you.
What is it? Tartar sauce?
The worst sauce packet ever in the history of the world is Chick-fil-A sauce.
All right. Well, so a lot of people will say Chick-fil-A sauce is really good, though.
I know. That's why I'm me. That's who I am, Justin.
He is a mustard packet. He's a mustard packet.
Oh, now that's too far, buddy. Mustard's the best condiment on the face of this planet.
Oh,
I use mustard on literally everything. French fries, tater tots.
Sauce Gardner looks like the worst sauce packet out there right now. So I'm going to go George Pickens here against the New York Jets defense.
That's fair because Nico Collins has been how do I say this? He's been bad this year. Not Jamar Chase bad, but he's been bad. His points per game went from 17.6 last season down to 13.5. It's a big decrease in your fantasy points per game, especially where you drafted him. He's going against the Baltimore Ravens, who do allow the 5th most fantasy points to the wide receivers. They give up 32.2 points per game. So there's a thing there, but is that more of a Josh Allen needed to catch up? Everyone they play the Kansas City Chiefs. Mahomes has scored 4 touchdowns. They went against the 2 top elite quarterbacks in the league so far in only 4 games. So that being said, like that does skew into their numbers. I'm scared of Stroud. I'm scared of his releasing the ball and getting Nico down the field. It seems like Stroud doesn't have time to do that. That's why Nico Collins' numbers are so down. I drafted Nico and Scott Fishbowl, actually. I also have Puka, so doing pretty well. But I will say that Nico Collins has dragged my team down because of his underperforming. You drafted him so high. Whereas George Pickens, people were taking a stab at him in the later rounds. Not super late, but later-ish. But he's giving you top 2, top 3 production. The Jets give up middle of the road to the fantasy receivers. Literally 16th. They're literally in the middle. But we saw Tyreek do things against him, but Tyreek and Pickens aren't the same people. They're just simply not the same player. George Pickens can run a decent route tree, but he's more of a burner. And let's be honest, Dak is unstoppable. I said this on Cold Brews and Hot Takes Monday morning. We give too much credit to defenses. Oh, he's playing Lattimore. Oh, he's playing against Surtain. Oh, he's playing against insert defensive player. But these offensive players get paid just as much as them, and they perform just as well as they do. It's not always, but he's a defender, so we must respect. No, the NFL's done everything to counter the defense to make sure scoring is up. So I love Dak. I love this offense. I love George Pickens this year. Unfortunately, I didn't draft him anywhere because I was a CD guy, obviously. Right now, Pickens is the wide receiver 6. He's averaging 18.8 points per game, which is, again, phenomenal, way above Nico Collins. And it's not just because of that blow-up game against Green Bay. Remember, he scored over 17 points in back-to-back weeks, in weeks 2 and 3. From weeks 2 to 4, George Pickens is top 10 in targets, 29th, tied with Garrett Wilson. He's being treated, as CD Lamb is gone, he's being treated as the number 1 alpha. There's no, we got to spread the ball around to him or him or him. No, he and Ferguson have been treated as the alpha 1 and alpha 2 when CD's gone. There is no secondary. Yes, you get the Turpins. Yes, you get the Javonte Williams runs, but Pickens is actually being used as an alpha there. So that's why I'm going George Pickens against the Jets. Not because of the matchup per se, just because of how they're using Pickens while CD is out. So George Pickens, to me, instant start no matter what you have.
We agreed.
We have to.
Starting off, I mean, it was easy, but like I don't think a lot of people think it was. Like, if I was looking at this matchup week 1, I'd be like, Nico, like what are we talking about? It's Nico Collins. Like George Pickens, he's okay, but like CD's there, like it's Nico. But yeah, I mean, this is I preach this every week. You might start 0-4, you might start 1-3, but it's how you adjust. It's how players injuries come about. Who you might have thought is a deep bench guy is now a starting wide receiver for your league. So it's adjustments are made. Week 5 happens, and here we are. George Pickens over Nico Collins.
And that could change. I think the fantasy footballer said it best, like stay water, stay fluid. Things change. You get called out because during the draft, I say, you drafted Judkins there. He's not even signed. And then 2 weeks later, I'm trading for Judkins in the same league where I told the manager, why are you drafting Judkins? Like things happen. You have to stay on top of that. If you stand on this soapbox in fantasy or in life, actually, if you stay on your soapbox forever and you never change, you never adapt, you never evolve, you never get better, you're just staying stagnant forever. And if you just have that mindset of like, oh, these are my guys, I'm going to start them week in and week out no matter what, your fantasy teams will never get better. Go look at your standings and look at the roster moves and how many moves the top managers make compared to the bottom managers. Bottom managers, I guarantee you, don't make enough moves, don't make trade offers, don't check the waiver wire. They just sit there stagnant. Whereas the top guys, or the top people, top managers on your league are the ones making the moves. So, and changing lineups and benching players that you think should be started. It is what it is.
Yep. It is. It's exactly that. Next position, which one you want?
Well, since I won that argument,
You both.
It was a joke. It was a joke. It was a joke. Let's go to somewhere where I think we're going to differ. And I am going to take us to the running back position, which this is the first in showdown history. We have two players on the same team, which I hate. I hate this concept. I don't like that you put this in my text message thread. I hate this.
But it's real. It's so real, though. People are asking, do I start Walker? Do I start Charbonnet? I have both because I have the handcuff, but they can only start one. Do you start both? I mean, that's the problem. It's like, this is a real life scenario. Like, I feel like this is a real scenario because most likely, if you have Kenneth Walker, you have made your way to go get Zach Charbonnet for the fact that Kenneth Walker probably isn't going to play every game in the season. You want Charbonnet because Charbonnet is also very good, but Charbonnet has also been stealing a lot from Kenneth Walker. I mean, Kenneth Walker is down to 50% snap share. Zach Charbonnet got 47 last week after being injured for a week. He had over 50, 58 and 55. He outsnapped Kenneth Walker in the first 2 weeks of the season. Yeah, Walker has done better in the 2 weeks that Charbonnet was injured. But also, like, you can't deny that they also lean heavily on Charbonnet. I mean, to me, this is like a clear cut. Yeah, start Kenneth Walker. I keep saying Zach Walker. I wish they could just combine into one running back because that would be great. Just give one running back the share. But even with Charbonnet increasing his volume, right now I'm gonna go with Kenneth Walker. He's currently more healthy than Charbonnet. I'm worried about that goal line work that Zach Charbonnet gets in the red zone. That's where he gets his touchdowns.
Why are you worried about that?
Goal line touchdowns? Why am I worried about goal line touchdowns?
Yeah, why are you worried about the goal line?
Who else is getting the
I'm just asking. Oh, he is? Because in my calculations, they both have 2 goal line carries each. That's my calculations. That's my research. That's my I don't know if I'm still alive or not because my computer completely froze. But yeah, they both have 2 goal line carries each. What if, hear me out. What if the answer is neither? What if the answer is bench both of them? Try to find a better. Now, that's not the premise of the show.
That's not the show.
I understand that's not the show. But when have I ever followed the rules here? No, I'm going to make a pick, but let me just break it down to you because they're playing Tampa Bay. And if you want to play Tampa Bay, you better play the running back that's going to catch the ball out of the backfield and get yards in the receiving game. Because I can tell you this. As a matter of fact, I'm just gonna list these players, and you tell me who had the most rushing yards against the Buccaneers. Tyler Algier, Bijan Robinson, Nick Chubb, Braylon Allen, Breece Hall, Saquon Barkley, AJ Dillon. Who had the most rushing yards?
That's a lot of players that you just. I was expecting like 3 players.
Okay, then I'll just name the studs: Bijan, Chubb, Breece, Saquon.
I want to say Saquon, but I feel like you're gonna be like it's actually Chubb.
You're actually correct because it's both. They both had 43 rushing yards. The fact is, Saquon had 19 carries to get there for 2.3 yards per carry, whereas Nick Chubb had only 12 to get there, which is 3.6 yards per carry. The bottom line is nobody's rushing on the Buccaneers right now. Not one team. Nobody. Not even the precious Philadelphia Eagles. But they can throw. Bijan, 24 yards on the ground. You know, Breece Hall, 21 yards on the ground. But the difference is they're passing the ball. Bijan had 100 yards receiving. Breece Hall had 31 yards receiving, which wasn't much, but Saquon had 31. The bottom line is give me the guy who's going to catch the ball out of the backfield because either way, both running backs are going to underwhelm against the Buccaneers. Vita Vea is a straight up monster. The Buccaneers front 7 is vastly underrated. And you know what the biggest thing that bugs me about this game, and I'm sure the players as well, they don't even have a kickoff time yet because of baseball. Did you know this?
I did.
They're not going to announce. They're not going to announce the kickoff time until Friday because of baseball, because of the Mariners game, or some tomfoolery. I'm not a Buccaneers fan. I just live here and I heard it on the radio. Someone fact check me on that. And Bucky Irvin probably is getting a second opinion. Yeah,
okay, while I'm looking this up, the whole like find somebody else. I get that's like
no, but hold on, you didn't let me finish.
You said you paused. You paused for like 5 seconds. It's too much time. The whole thing though, like we talked about this yesterday on the waiver show. All the running backs are gone. Like there's nobody. I mean, we are reaching out for Xavier Scott on the Vikings to fill in for waivers this week. These two play football this weekend, regardless if they're going to do well against the Buccaneers. They're still going to be doing better than the random ass running back that you're going to pick off the waivers. So I'd rather get the 12 points regardless, because they're both going to get you about 12 points. It's just which one is going to have better options here. And so far, I mean, Charbonnet got 2 targets last week. He hasn't gotten a single target since then. Before that, nope. At least Kenneth Walker gets a target.
Yep.
A single target. So I'm going to go with the decision. None of them have targets in the red zone at all. Kenneth Walker has 11 rush attempts. Zach Charbonnet has 10, but Walker's also 3.9 yards for those, and Charbonnet is only at 1.7. Both almost equal at touchdowns, 3 and 2. It's just Kenneth Walker has the upside here. Stay with the course. Don't go with Charbonnet yet. I do think this offense is leaning more towards Charbonnet. But man, when Walker is healthy, he is a very consistent middle teens running back that's going to get you points more than Xavier Scott or
you're right.
Rashad White. Like,
I don't know about that. But all that being said, going Kenneth Walker, his attempts are going up every single week. He started with 10 against San Francisco rushing attempts. Then he had 13 against Pittsburgh, then 16 against New Orleans, 19 against Arizona. His usage, like his snap share might not be there, but when he's in the game, he makes an impact. And yes, he's going to be involved in the passing game. He's a better pass protector. So I'm sticking Kenneth Walker. I don't think this is going to be a runaway game. I don't think Tampa Bay is going to blow them out. I don't think I think it's going to be a close game. And I prefer Kenneth Walker in this situation. I'll always go with the proven stud over the guy, the up-and-comer, always.
Game currently says 4:05 p.m. Seattle Mariners don't even know who they're playing yet in the ALDS, but that game is slotted for 8:03 p.m.
Yeah, we're waiting. I'm telling you, there's a thing where we're waiting. They told me on the radio today that the Buccaneers game might.
You would know more.
Huh?
But I said
they said on the radio this morning the Buccaneers game may start at 5:30. The game may start at 2:45. Like there's not a actual start time. It's wild for freaking.
Regardless,
baseball.
I mean the baseball game starts at 8:03, so I'm assuming.
You tell me. I don't make schedules. All right. The next matchup we're going to go into is the tight end position. We'll save quarterback for last. So we got Sam Laporta, Mr. Sam Laporta, Mr. Rookie Sensation. Remember that one year? It was great. At Cincinnati versus newcomer to the fantasy football world, Mr. Never Retired, Darren Waller, who scored 2 touchdowns against the New York Jets at Carolina. I'm famous for saying this on this show, on this network. If Darren Waller catches 17 balls this year, throw a parade because it's not going to happen. Well, I don't think he's on pace, but it could be on pace if this continues. Man, he looked too good. I hated it. So who are you going with first? I'm going to let you start off.
I'm just doing a little bit of math here. If he got 3 receptions for the next 13 games, which is what's out there, he has 39 receptions for the season. Just going to say that.
I know.
4 targets, 3 receptions, 2 touchdowns last week. That's big. I mean, that's huge. And now Tyreek Hill is out for the season, maybe career. I don't know. Tyreek looked very happy to have basically torn every ligament in his knee. A little way too happy, in my opinion. But teach his own. Waller killed. I mean, you know me. I'm a big Waller fan. Have been for 6 years now. It's I'm glad he's back. Well, I'm not glad he's back, but I'm glad he's doing something that he's when he's healthy now. Sam Laporta has just been very mid. Very mid. I mean, 13.9 points in week 1 on 9 targets, but he's only received 4 targets each week since then. No touchdowns this season yet, which we said last year, and I think maybe this season before, that he's very touchdown dependent as a tight end. Tight end 16 in the league is not great. Not great at all. Especially when all you have to do is score like 14 points a week and you can be tight end 2. Like, it's not that difficult, I feel like. So he has only reached plus 10 points in one game, and that was week 1 against Green Bay. Go figure. That Green Bay defense is not as good as everybody said it was. Now he's got Cincinnati, though. Could be interesting. Could be fun. But I think it's going to be an Amon-Ra game. I think it's going to be a Jameson Williams game. I don't think it's going to be a Sam Laporta game. That game script just doesn't go Sam Laporta's way, and it hasn't at all this season. Ben Johnson's not there to throw the ball to Sam Laporta or call plays to throw it to Sam Laporta. Whoever the offense coordinator there is now is. Like, he's not doing that. He's throwing it to Amon-Ra St. Brown. That's where the plays are leading to. Darren Waller is now the second best receiving option in Miami.
Is he, though? I know we had this argument offline about Malik Washington. I know we had this little dig, like, oh yeah, you did. Listen,
Malik Washington got less targets last week than he did before. He had 3 receptions, 3 targets, 3 single targets in a game where half of the game was missing Tyreek Hill.
I understand that. And you don't know where I'm standing. You don't know if I'm picking Darren Waller at Carolina.
I'm picking Darren Waller. I think it's obvious. I know it's against Carolina. It's probably a harder matchup than the Cincinnati Bengals, but I'm going to go with the guy who is the second best option on his team rather than the guy who doesn't get game script to. He doesn't exist in that offense. He's more of a blocking tight end. He's got 3 other guys that Detroit would rather go to instead. I'm going to go. I mean, Isaac Tesla is probably a better option, and he doesn't even get the ball. So
okay. I'm actually agreeing with you. This sucks. We're 3 for 3. I'm going to try to disagree with you on the quarterback, no matter who you pick.
We might actually disagree.
We need to split because let's be honest. Everything you said is correct about Sam Laporta. I'm not going to sit here and try to come up with fake arguments on why I think Sam Laporta should be starting over Darren Waller. And I'm the guy who hates Darren Waller, who said that he would do nothing in the NFL in 2025. Well, he looked, like I said, he looked really good. That touchdown where he got his feet in really impressed me. I know that he's a pro and does it all. He's used to doing that all the time, but seeing that he can do it in 2025 was pretty impressive. The last time a tight end came in, now this isn't later in the year, but the last time a tight end came into the year, Jonnu Smith, Tua became his best friend. Like, they were always linking up together, which that goes against everything that this Mike McDaniel's scheme is built around. It's built around speed. It's built about motion in wide receivers and Achane and speedy running backs. And it just, you can't catch us mentality. And so it's weird for me to say old, slow Darren Waller is probably their number 2 option now behind Waddle. Well, number 3 behind Achane as well.
That's fair.
So he is the 3rd option, but the problem is in the red zone, are they going to utilize him? We saw this with Jonnu Smith last year. They don't really have a top tier red zone threat. The Lions do. They have Amon-Ra. They have Jahmyr Gibbs. Montgomery can score touchdowns. Like, they have an option. The Dolphins are built so small and speedy. Their only red zone plays are, okay, run in and out, and we'll try to hit you on the sideline by the pylon. We saw him try to do that with Waddle, and that's a very low efficiency play. It just is. Just the facts of the matter. He doesn't have the guy he can just throw up to. Now, we saw that Darren Waller throw. Darren Waller was covered, but Tua just threw the ball up to where only he can catch it or it's going out of the end zone. They didn't have that with Tyreek. They didn't have that with Waddle. They don't have that with Malik Washington. They don't have that with anyone on their roster. This is an addition to this Miami Dolphins team that nobody's talking about. Nobody. He's a big body who can box people out in the end zone. So his touchdown rate is tremendously going to go up. from the other guys in the red zone. So with that reason alone, I'm taking Darren Waller this week, and it pains me to say that because I was so against the signing, so against it.
His red zone utilization is already better in 1 week than it has been for the rest of the team in all 4 weeks. Inside the 10-yard line, Tyreek Hill got 2 targets, 1 touchdown. Jalen Waddle has had 3 targets, only 1 reception and a touchdown. Malik Washington has 1 target, 1 catch for 4 yards, no touchdown. No running back has gotten a reception inside the 10-yard line. In fact, no running back has gotten any work inside the 10-yard line this season. However, Darren Waller in 1 game has 2 targets, 2 receptions, 13 yards, and 2 touchdowns in 1 game inside the 10. He is going to be the goal line guy at this point.
Yeah,
until teams start putting a DB on him, until teams start putting a tall defensive back on him and not a linebacker, Darren Waller is going to be the guy inside the red zone.
I'm just curious to see his in between the 20s. Is he going to be the guy who gets 7 targets, 6 catches, 52 yards? Like, I don't know if he's going to be that guy. So that's what I'm worried about, his usage, where Sam Laporta can't be used that way, but they're just not. The next matchup, we have Justin Herbert going against Washington, or rookie sensation. Is he a sensation yet?
He's not a
Jaxson
yet.
Dart. Jaxson Dart.
He is the first rookie quarterback to ever win his first game against a 3-0 team or better. So
good for Jaxson Dart. All right. Well, we're going to make this one a little quicker because we got to get to all your comments here. I promise you by 12:30. It's going to be a little bit over because these matchups have been tough. So I'll start with first here. First glance, it's Justin Herbert. Like, if anyone sees this, first glance, it's Justin Herbert. And I don't blame you. Washington does give up 19.4 fantasy points to the quarterbacks. The Commanders' defense is weak. They rank 27th in yards allowed per game. Herbert's very efficient at throwing the ball. Like, unbelievable. I went through almost every single NFL team this morning to find out the targets per, the receivers or the tight end, the pass catchers. Quentin Johnson has 37 targets. Keenan has 35, and Ladd has 27. I could not find another team, and I think I went through all of them, that has 3 pass catchers above 20 targets each. I couldn't find one. It doesn't exist. They are the opposite of what they did last year. Last year, they were slow, boring, barely threw the ball. Ladd was their only threat on the passing game. It was very methodical, but Herbert was very efficient. This year, the total opposite. He's 4th in passing yards, and he's 2nd in total air yards. Herbert has been a revolution and someone that we wanted to see this guy get unlocked. He's finally unlocked. I don't feel like we've seen this Justin Herbert since his rookie and sophomore seasons. This is incredible. He's playing at an MVP level right now. The Commanders play a lot of zone defense. About 64% of their defense is zoned per Sharp Football Analyst, by the way. That's a shout out to them. Herbert crushes zone defenses. He completes 77% of his passes against the zone. Every time he plays zone defense, his passer rating is 122. I'm going to be the obvious guy here. I'm not even going to read you Jaxson Dart stuff because I don't need to. This is a smash start with Justin Herbert. There's no other option. Yes, New Orleans is bad who Jaxson Dart's playing. But I'm sorry, Jaxson Dart doesn't have a QJ on his team. Imagine that. I just said Jaxson Dart doesn't even have a Quentin Johnson on his team. I said that, and it's true. He doesn't have a Ladd. He doesn't have a Keenan. He doesn't have a Hampton. He doesn't have a Harbaugh. I'm going to go with the guy on the better team. He's going to score the most points, who has the best coaching, who has the best players, and who is the better quarterback. I'm going Justin Herbert. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, I mean, up front, it looks like a Justin Herbert day. Matchups, they're about even. The Commanders give up the 8th most points to the quarterback position, whereas the Saints give up the 6th most points. So it's really coming down to just the nitty gritty. Jaxson Dart only had 1 touchdown last week, he had 2 touchdowns, but so that's good. But I'm at 111 passing yards last week in his first start, which isn't great. 13 completions out of 20 attempts. So he didn't even get to really pass the ball that much. but he did get 10 rushes for 54 yards, which we all know running quarterbacks are kind of big in the fantasy world, especially ones that can also score touchdowns. Herbert can run the ball sometimes, but it's not really like a Jaxson Dart kind of run. I want to be different this week. I don't want to start Jaxson Dart. I did tell people to pick him up on waivers. I don't roster Jaxson Dart anywhere, but if I did, I'd consider it this week. I'd consider it just because it's going up against the New Orleans Saints in a second matchup. It's first road game, but he's going back down south. I'm going to go Jaxson Dart here this week. I like the rushing upside. I think they get that passing game a little bit more spread out. It's not going to be, hey, there's Malik. Where's Malik? Where's Malik? Because Malik's not there anymore. They're going to have to figure that out. They're going to have to spread that ball to guys like Wan'Dale Robinson, Darius Slayton.
Who else?
Those two. Jalen Hyatt.
Scatterboo, man. Scatterboo's got to come up big in the passing game.
He's going to have to come up big in the passing game. I'm worried he's more of the running back. He reminds me of Peyton Hillis, but I'm going to go Jaxson Dart specifically because of that rushing upside. I think they're going to use him a lot more in the rushing game with Cam to really get that offense going. Hopefully this is it. Hope this is the guy Brian Daboll really wanted. So this is the week. He's not going to do it against Philly. He's not going to do it against Denver. Then he has Philly again, then San Francisco, Chicago, Green Bay, Detroit. Like the rest of the weeks look awful, but this is a good week to maybe get something out of him to really let him just play ball.
I don't think anyone started Jaxson Dart last week. If you did, throw a 1 in the chat or something. Do something in the chat. Just say you started Jaxson Dart last week, and throw a thumbs up on the stream. I started Jaxson Dart last week, and I was very happy with it, but I'm also concerned because, again, 111 passing yards. I understand it was a tough defense. I understand everything. But what I don't want to do is put my fantasy football season on the line in week 5 against, for Jaxson Dart, throwing it to Wan'Dale Robinson and Darius Slayton. It's like a preseason game. And I mean about on the line is because you're either 2-2. You're 1-3. You're 2. You're 3-1. This is huge. Like going from 3-1 to 4-1. Just think about that. Most fantasy football playoff managers need about 6 to 7 wins. If you could secure your 4th or 5th win this week, you're only 2 wins away from the playoffs. Like that's it. Look up your history of your leagues. About 6-7 wins gets you into the playoffs. So this is massive. Like these early wins are huge, especially the non-bye week. Now we have bye weeks. Now things get dicey. Now we separate the men and the ladies, right, from the scrubs. Seriously. We realize who the good teams are and who the bad teams are. And if you're watching this show or other shows or anywhere, that means you're already doing the thing you're supposed to do. You're locked in. You're prepared for bye weeks. You're prepared for what's coming next. A lot of people don't do that, unfortunately. So this is where championships are won from weeks 5 to like week 12 when we have to deal with the injuries in the bye weeks. Keep on watching our content over here because we are going to give you the news first. I promise you that. Anyway, we have some comments to get to, Justin. A ton of them, actually. So let's get through these, bust them out real quick. What's going on?
Chase Brown worth starting? No.
Man.
Easy.
Again, there's so many injuries. There's so many players out and on buys. Like Bajan's on buy. Like we have a lot of people on buy this week.
I guess that's true. With all the running backs and injuries, I guess he's worth starting. But if you have literally anybody else, he's not. I mean, 10 rushes a game. He's getting targets in the receiving game, I guess. I mean, if you want a solid 10 points, sure. Would you drop Ridley? Yes. For Isaiah Davis, would drop yourself for Woody Marks. I would drop Ridley for Woody Marks.
Yeah, Woody Marks. If Woody Marks is still available in your league, yeah, 1,000%.
Ridley for Woody Marks. Keep Pearsall. He's still going to be the wide receiver 1 when he's healthy, regardless. Just traded Nico and Hampton for Derrick Henry and Barkley. It is non-PPR. Did I lose horribly the rest of the season? Running back room. Post-trade is Cook, Barkley, Henry. Wide receiver room is Egbuka, Quentin Johnson, and Jamar Chase. I think you're fine. Honestly, I think you're fine. I mean, Quentin Johnson, Jamar Chase are your two guys.
Can I tell?
A good flex?
Can I tell you guys what I offered the Puka manager in my league last night? He lost. The Puka manager lost Neighbors. He's down Bajan this week. He's down 2 quarterbacks in a super flex league in redraft. Right. So he's down 4 major players already. And all he has left standing is Puka. Like, that's it. I think he has one more injury. It doesn't matter. I offered this man, this person, and I'll call him a man because he is. Hear me out. I offered him 3 players for Puka Nakua. I offered Jalen Waddle. I offered Jordan Mason or his choice of Brees Hall. And I offered Jordan Addison for Puka. He declined. I offered 3 starters, legit 3 starters for 1 starter. He declined. If I'm trading Puka, I don't mind him declining that. It's fair. But if I'm moving Puka, I need 3 starters back. That's me. That's how aggressive I am in trades, though. I offered it, and yes, I would have. I wish he would have accepted that. That's all. I offered the same for Justin Jefferson, and that manager also declined. Can you believe that? It's ridiculous.
You both rock. I am stuck with, do I drop Drake London or maybe a Dunze? Odine for, how about, should I keep both of them? I noticed yesterday Hertz is in waivers. I should for Kyler Murray.
I drop Drake London. Neither. You should never drop London or Odunze for how I keep both of them. I noticed yesterday Hertz is in waivers. Should I I would take Hertz over Kyler if that's the question, Craig.
Yeah.
Always take Hertz over Kyler. And I would never drop London and Odunze. Those are league winners. 1,000%. Don't drop them.
Hello, Brad. Would you trade Kyron for Agbuka? Other running backs are Hall, Etienne, Marks, and White. Wide receivers are CD, Rice, Ladd. I don't think you need to.
Yes. Wait, no. Would you trade Kyron for Agbuka?
I don't think you need to.
He doesn't need to, but he has Etienne.
I guess all he has is Ladd and Wilson. Yeah.
Yeah, because Ladd is almost droppable. Close your eyes, dads, for Lads. He's almost droppable. Rice is coming back, and CD, who knows how long he's going to be out. If you are 1-3, or if you're 2-2 even, or worse, yes.
Yeah. Yep, that's fine.
Yes.
That's fine. In Dynasty, would you trade away Walker and Hawkinson for Henderson and Reed? I'm kind of in a rebuild and have McBride and Warren already at tight end. Yeah. I mean,
I want a better player than Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed is never.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, guys. It's going to be hard to hear. Jaden Reed is not the guy who we think he is. He's more of a.
I'd rather have Dobbs
wide receiver 3.
Jaden Reed. Yeah, there's no real like good wide receiver 1 on the Packers yet. So none of them have really come to the top. So
can you do Hawkinson for a Hawkinson straight up for Henderson and maybe add a little bit piece and that's not Walker? Like, you know what I mean? Like give a lesser running back. That's what I would try to do first.
Yeah. We don't know yet. He's in a walking boot and on crutches. So
and getting a second opinion.
Probably not going to play. Sean Tucker or Isaiah Isaiah Davis.
I love Sean Tucker, man. This is his moment. I can't wait for Sean Tucker to get his moment because last year when he did, and I was like, woo, we're going to do. No, he never came back. I love Sean Tucker.
Offense. I do think this is Brees Hall's offense. Justin Fields is enough of a running back, quarterback to also run the ball. I don't think Isaiah Davis. I mean, Braylon Allen wasn't even really truly getting the workload already. So I would not go waste money on Isaiah Davis. I would potentially go get Sean Tucker if Bucky is actually like in a walking boot and is going to miss significant amount of time.
Yeah, I prefer Sean Tucker.
If Seattle gets down, we're going to see a lot of KW. Yes, we are. Sure,
I agree.
Sure are. Wow, good to get the show. Traded Nakua and Hampton for Barkley. Oh yeah, I think we already
did that one.
Right? Yeah, we did that one. Let's see. How are we feeling about Travion? A viable start? Yes.
He is creeping up the list of players you want to get. There's always those running backs that go nuts later in the season. He's going to be one of them.
He's going to see more and more targets. He's going to see more and more of the workload. He's still listed as second option. Somehow Ramondre still got touches last week, even fumbling the ball twice. So
But he's not a start this week. He's a hold. He's not a start. He's a hold.
yeah. Yeah. Josh,
What? Oh, what's up,
Can I get a-
Raphael?
can I get a hell yeah?
Oh yeah, that one. Oh yeah.
Play your button.
I don't have a button.
He wants you to play your button. The
I don't have any buttons anymore.
what?
I got rid of them. Yeah, I got rid of all
Why?
my buttons. I'll tell you why after the show.
I wonder if
Sorry.
Dolphins make a trade for AJ Brown. AJ has himself touches. I mean, that would be interesting if they did. If they did, I don't think they will though.
That'd be awesome.
I don't think the Eagles would trade him away.
I would love to see AJ Brown flip out on Tua in December when they're 2-10. Give me that. I want that. Just give us something to talk about.
Lamar for Jaden Daniels.
In Dynasty, I want Lamar.
Yeah, sure, but like right now, I don't want Lamar. Lamar might miss a couple weeks.
Right now, I want Jaden Daniels in redraft right now. But overall, if both are healthy, yeah, Lamar all day.
Goff or Herbert? We already talked about Herbert. Would you start Jared Goff over Justin Herbert this week?
I'm sticking with Mr. Herbert until further notice. He's an instant start. Set it and forget it.
Okay. Let's see. Negative on Jaxson Dart. I have Goff and Herbert in one league and Goff and Sam Darnold in another league.
Ooh, the other league. See, Darnold against Tampa Bay is interesting. Darnold versus Tampa Bay is very interesting. Man, him and JSN and these guys are finding some kind of chemistry. In golf, I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm not a golf believer, and I know that golf is awesome. That's a flip a coin situation. I'm gonna lean more towards Sam Darnold, though.
Any moves I should make? Half PPR, 10-man. I'm 1-3. Hurts, Jamar Chase, Nico, Debo, DJ Moore, Godwin, Reed, Ginty, okay, a bunch of players. Okay, so honestly, I hate saying this, and Josh, you might disagree with me. I would try to trade Jamar Chase for two very, very good players. Trade him to one of the top teams in the league. He's not doing great right now, but if you can convince him that Jamar Chase will turn him around, because he will. He's not doing great for you right now, and if you continue to play Jamar Chase, he's not going to get you any better. I would try to trade Jamar Chase.
But for what, though? For what? You need two or three
wide receivers, maybe three good wide receivers. I mean, the thing is, if you're looking at leagues that are redraft, you're gonna have to go like player for player. Otherwise, they're gonna be like, I'm gonna have to drop two players if you give me three. You're gonna drop two players.
You can drop JCM. He could easily drop JCM. You can easily drop it in a 10 DJ Moore. Easily drop DJ Moore.
Yeah,
so he can do
it. You need to get a really good return, but I would definitely really consider trading Jamar Chase. I'm not trying to trade for Jamar Chase right now.
And this is something that Matthew Berry's always said, and it's always stuck with me for the past 20 years I've been playing fantasy. This is a week-to-week game. Before weekly DFS, it was already a weekly game. You're 1-3. You need to play for wins now. You don't need to be worried about week 6 or 7 or what's going to happen. You need to worry about week 5.
Yeah.
So to make the move to win week 5 and then make the move to win week 6, like it's week to week at this point if you're 1-3.
Should I sell high on Emeka with Mike Evans and Godwin? With Mike Evans' injury, basically, and Godwin is coming back.
Godwin had 10 targets last week. He didn't look in sync with Baker, but we know they have that chemistry from last year. I'm not worried about Emeka losing too many targets. But if you can sell him and get something current equal value, like he's a top 10 receiver. So if you can get a top 10 value back, yes. But I don't think you're going to get that because I think a lot of people are thinking the same thing as you. So you might have to go 2 for 1.
Justin Fields or Jaden Daniels?
Come on. Oh boy.
Daniels is coming back from an injury. Justin Fields has Dallas. Jaden's coming back from an injury that put him out for 2 weeks and has the Chargers in prime time, or Justin Fields against the Dallas Cowboys.
Let's go Dallas. Let's go. Start your studs. Studs against Dallas.
I'm going Justin Fields here. Let's see. I should start ETN for Bucky. Yeah, you should definitely start him now. 4-0, need to drop one. Woody, T. Higgins, Henderson, or Pearsall or Chase Brown. The amount of running backs that are injured right now, I don't think I'm dropping a running back out of that list. I don't want to drop Higgins.
It depends on how deep you are, and you might put that later down the road.
Yeah.
If I'm making a drop right now and it's redraft, I'm dropping Chase Brown and letting someone else get that landmine.
That's fair.
Like, that's a landmine. That's someone's going to
I
pick
guess
up
if
Chase
you have
Brown.
Woody and Henderson, then yeah, you could get rid of Chase Brown. Lost Neighbors and Tyreek. My wide receivers are now Troy, probably Franklin, Roma Dunze, Troy Franklin, Malik Washington. I am considering trading JT. What would be an ideal trade for JT? Hopefully you have other running backs, because right now JT is the best running back in the league, in terms of fantasy. Correct? That's still RB3 now this week, thanks to a 55-yard holding play.
Listen, Ulysses, you're here, which that's the first step. And you're thinking how fantasy managers should think when they lose 2 players on their starting roster. If you have to trade JT, you have to, if that's the most value you think you can get, yes, but you're going to need another starting running back. And what I mean by starting running back, don't go out and get Charbonnet. Don't go out and get DeAndre Swift. You need a starting running back, someone that's going to produce for you, not Pacheco, not even Derrick Henry at this point. You would want someone, I guess, a Kenneth Walker. That's a perfect opportunity right there. Kenneth Walker. And you're going to want to add a receiver as well. You need 2 for 1. Don't settle for anything less. Don't settle for players with promise like Henderson. See the Judkins manager. See if the Judkins manager doesn't fully believe in Judkins because he plays for the Browns. That's someone who I've been pouncing on. Any manager, but it's hard for me because I roster him everywhere. But any manager that does not have, that I don't have Judkins at, I'm trying to go get Judkins because people are down on him because he plays for the Browns. I would jump on him, honestly. And then plus another receiver, starting receiver.
Sorry, I saw a comment on here that really made me concerned here for a second. Let's see.
I want to know the concerned.
Currently 1-3, having to start Loud and JMO every week is killing me. Yeah.
Yep.
Who do I start? Zach Ertz or Jawan Johnson? Easy question. Is Jawan still doing it? Is he still a thing?
Is Jawan still a thing? I'm starting Zach Ertz.
Jawan was not a thing last week. Yeah, I would start Zach Ertz. With
Zach Ertz.
Jaden coming back, I think that's going to be back to a Zach Ertz show. Benson is out on IR. That's what I was just looking up. I don't see that anywhere. He could miss a game. The news story is that he could just miss this week's game. I do not think he's actually on IR. If you see that news, yeah, let's. I drafted Malik 109, AJ Brown 2nd round, Joe Burrow 3rd, James Conner. I'm sorry.
Hey, in every Superflex redraft league that I'm in, I drafted Burrow and Lamar 1 and 2. So
yeah,
I feel sorry for you. I really do. It's bad over here.
Let's see. Would you trade Mecca for Devontae?
Yes. Devontae Adams, yes.
No, I don't. Benson is not on IR. I don't know why we are saying Benson is on IR. The news is literally nowhere. If you guys have found it, I see. Oh no, I'm just kidding. That just came in literally.
Wow, you're telling our listeners.
Sorry, guys. I just now saw it. It just came in at 12:50 p.m. Yeah, Benson is on IR. So Demarcado
Not
it
me.
is, guys.
Not me live picking up
guys.
Demarcado everywhere on the stream.
James Conner is on IR. Good job, guys. You guys are all great. Thank you for keeping up the news here. Sean did not tell us that.
I believed you. I believed you the whole time, Maddie.
Yeah, I mean, dang, they even gave us the sources and everything. Thanks, guys. Hi, star 2, sit 2 between Kyron. This is the last question. Kyron, David Montgomery, Judkins, or Scadaboo? I think I'm going Kyron and Judkins here. And I know Josh is going to say Judkins here, but
Judkins and Kyron, yes.
All right, that's the show, guys.
Now I got to figure out where to get DeMarcado at, because that was news to me.
Done that. You should have done that this morning, man. Should have.
Trey Benson
You
hit
can't get him
IR.
now. If waivers have cleared already, you cannot get him anywhere. Because he is. I got him for $5. Hey, in shit show. Hey.
That's the show, guys. Thank you everyone for watching today. If you want more of us, which I know you do, that's why you're here, make sure you check us out tonight, 8 p.m. with Topher and Michael. They'll be doing rankings versus rankings. That's right, our rankings versus the expert rankings, where we differ, where we're the same. We'll be back on Thursday as well, Friday as well. We're live every day. I don't want to list when you can find us and where, but every single day. If you subscribe and turn on the notifications, that will tell you when we will be live. If you want more of us, Blue Sky, Instagrams, Facebooks, all the social media platforms, make sure you go there, Fantasy Now Plus. Discord. This is huge because we want you in our Discord. We want to speak with you. We don't want these questions only last 45 minutes a day. They can go night and day, 24 hours. Join our Discord, chat.fantasynowplus.com. You can tag us, ask all of your questions. We have smart people in there, unlike myself and Justin. We actually do have smart people that work with us. Brian, Will, Topher, all those guys are way smarter than us. They'll answer all your questions as well. Am I missing any other plugs? Did I get everything? Fins Talk Sports Network. Make sure you subscribe to those guys. Bobby Melendez is a great person, great human being. He runs the Fins Talk Sports Network and lets us stream over there as well. Much bigger audience, and it's helped us out a lot. So I appreciate you guys over there at the Fins Talk Sports Network. Justin, I think I've said enough.
New customers play $5, get $100 in bonus funds using the promo code FN Plus on Underdog Fantasy. Link is in the description. Sign up today. Ton of fun. Get that free. Get that $100 of bonus funds for only
Master DeMarcado. Sorry, I jumped on this the Underdog, but he asked the question. We're still here. DeMarcado.
DeMarcado.
That's who I'm going with.
Yes.
And Pudge too. Yes.
Yes. Pudge too.
Can you log us out? Is that a thing? Can I do this?
Yep.
Thanks for listening. Be sure to like and subscribe wherever you watch or listen to podcasts. We'll be back next week for more ways to win your league.